I'm Mary Hartnett with Siouxland Public Media News. A House committee unanimously advanced a bill today that would cap increases in Iowa's property tax bills starting next year. The proposal would prevent an individual's residential or agricultural property tax bill from increasing by more than 3% per year. There would be an exception for property growth, like putting on a major addition or expanding a farm. Republican Representative Bobby Kaufman of Wilton is the bill's sponsor.
This will give absolute predictability to the taxpayer, saying that unless you're doing new growth, that 3% cap is going to ensure that you know exactly what your bill is.
The bill would also reduce a property tax levy that funds schools, which would cut property taxes statewide by more than $200 million per year. Kaufman says the state would pay the difference. But Democrats say although they support these changes, they want to make sure the state keeps its commitment to continue filling the gap in school funding that would be left by that property tax cut. And the chair of the Iowa Democratic Party says Republican legislation requiring people to caucus in person should not be necessary to keep the Iowa GOP first in the presidential nominating process. That proposal would block Democrats from allowing people to caucus using mail-in cards. New Hampshire's top elections official has threatened to jump ahead of Iowa because a mail-in option would make a caucus too much like that state's first in the nation primary. Iowa Democratic Party Chair Rita Hart says she's willing to work with Republicans, but stands by using mail-in cards to make the caucuses more accessible.
We will now have the ability to hear from a police officer or a firefighter that's working a third shift, from a single parent who may not have access to childcare, or from those in the disability community who will be unable to leave their homes.
Earlier this year, national Democratic leaders replaced Iowa with South Carolina as the party's first nominating state. Iowa GOP lawmakers say the in-person caucusing bill is needed to preserve their place on the Republican nominating calendar. And Governor Kim Reynolds awarded $13.5 million in funding today. It went for apprenticeship programs to expand health careers across Iowa. And that's a look at Siouxland Public Media News. For more updates, go to our website, kwit.org. I'm Mary Hartnett.